I'm going to start out today talking about one of my, oh gosh, probably lifelong favorites. It was the show I Love Lucy. I don't know if you've ever seen that wonderful show, that zany character that Lucille Ball played, and her husband, Ricky Ricardo. What a lot of people may not realize, though, is that Ricky Ricardo, who's actually Desi Arnaz, he revolutionized the three-camera shot when he had RKO Studios. It revolutionized the show, and it changed the way we've watched sitcoms ever since. Today, I'm going to put you in the director's chair to give you the three camera angles that you need to actually orchestrate AI. And yes, AI orchestration is a growing term now, and a lot of people like myself are actually becoming the glue in some companies, connecting different dots between especially bigger corporations that have multiple vendors and multiple departments that do different things. Well, we're bringing in AI orchestration and helping meld things together. So I want to break it down. The three camera setup that Desi Arnaz had, I'm going to break it down with three camera angles. So we'll go on the close-up shot where you actually see, you get to see the person. Maybe you get to feel that scene a little bit more. You move on in. It could be a romance scene, and you really get to, maybe not a romance scene. How about how about a scene where someone is really feeling moved by something, whether sad or pretty intense, and the camera is so zoomed in that you feel like you're right next to them or you're with them. Okay? Well, when we zoom in on that, it's micro details of your voice. So zooming in on that, looking at AI right now, some people are just using AI like it's a vending machine. I'm going to type a quick prompt. Hey, ChatGPT, write me an email. Hey, ChatGPT, send me a newsletter. Hey, ChatGPT, can you tell me what the best auto lease is by me? Okay, it'll work for those things. All well and good. However, is that really utilizing the tool? I remember hearing when smartphones were becoming, so popular and so well used when the iPhone started. Yes, I was around then too. Um, I remember some people would talk about the dumb phones compared to the smartphones. Well, we also had users of the smartphones that were using it like a dumb phone. It was just a fancier way to make a phone call and make a text message. But if you're not using all the features that your smartphone has, well, might as well just be a dumb phone, right? So AI is pretty much going the same way. And if you're going to use it like a marketing vending machine, like many are doing right now, well, what AI really does is it plucks little bits and pieces out here. It scrapes the internet and then it melds it all together. So you will basically have more generic, homogenized, similar versions of everyone else's voice with what you're trying to say. If you use AI in that way, what that is being called is model collapse. When AI keeps learning on the same thing, it's not ever elevating. It's not getting to different levels with more information that it can use and keep learning more and gain more intelligence. It just collapses. It sinks in. It does the same thing. It's repetition. It gets a little boring. Kind of like some of the things that we're starting to see online. Everything starts looking like the same. Everything starts sounding the same. Do you want to be where everything looks the same and sounds the same? I sure don't. It's kind of boring, right? So let's talk a little bit more about model collapse. So model collapse is basically AI losing its edge. It's training on the same things. It's not ever having variety. It's like eating the same pancakes all the time and never trying flavored syrups, never adding some fruit, never adding, I don't know, whatever else you would add to pancakes, chocolate chips, blueberries, fun things. Make protein pancakes. Those are very good, by the way. Stop trying to start from scratch with generic AI vending machine input because you're going to get very homogenized output. It's just that simple. Kind of like if you're in Vegas, right? I'm in Vegas. So if you're going to go play the slot machines, well, is your payout going to be that big? Not too much. So AI is training on all of these models. And search engines are using AI and getting smarter and smarter. So they are going to start picking out all of these homogenized, duplicated, same thing. This is, yep, more same template again and again. They're going to start picking it out. And as it used to be pages and pages down in Google search, well, it'll still go to the bottom, just in a different way. So now, instead of AI saying, hey, sure, I have this great auto lease from this company by you, and this car manufacturer seems to be doing this kind of a deal right up your alley, what you were asking for. But if you were the other car manufacturer and you had just as great of a deal, but your marketing, your website, all your other information sounded just as generic as everything out there, AI may just take your same deal that could be, say, what car company A is doing. You could be car company B plus doing even better, but they're going to recommend car company A because maybe your marketing was getting generic, homogenized, watered down, the same, nothing different, nothing creative, nothing unique. No AI orchestration, no creative marketing, no creative strategy. And there you go, down to the bottom of the barrel. Now, everybody is trying to find ways to be top of mind, be the top of the barrel, be the top of the search, be the recommendation in the search, because now people don't even have to type in the search bar anymore. You could just say, hey, ChatGPT, Siri, hey, Grok, hey, whichever platform you prefer. So we have to really think about this when it comes to our marketing and our strategies. And I think it keeps a little bit more excitement going. Homogenized, it works for milk, it works for dairy, but sometimes that's not even the best kind of milk to have if you actually work on the farm and have organics and, pay attention to gut health issues. It's not the best for us. It's just the best for transportation and shelf stability. So people are looking at those things too, just like AI search engines are looking at that. Shelf stability is not going to get you top of mind, top recommendation. That is important. So with search engines getting smarter and selecting the homogenized voice and putting it down in the bottom of the bucket, we need some ways that we can still utilize AI. I'm not saying stay away from AI for your marketing. There has to be some smart ways. So here's some tips. If you have been a blog writer, if you have videos, if you have anything that you've written that you can upload in that was in your own voice. It may not even have to be reflective of your exact business, but of course, you will still want to add everything about your business to that. You will be able to get your voice DNA for anything that you ask AI to write. So then it wouldn't just be, hey, ChatGPT, can you write me a custom post for my business? It would be, hey, ChatGPT, use my voice DNA. Here it is uploaded. And then in my style of writing, in my tone, with my inflections, with my voice, craft me XYZ for my business. So when you do get your voice DNA and you have AI craft you your customized content, you're not just having AI grab something out of thin air. You're not having that same homogenized voice. You will have something that is custom and catered toward your voice, your business, your brand. And that is one way how you can orchestrate AI. Let's get into the next camera angle. The next one would be the pulled back shot. This is where you're going to see more. This is where you're going to see more. You're going to have more interaction, more of the broken foundation that will be visible with your marketing. So the focus, it's how your business is actually interacting. Do you have things that are set up on automation? Automation is great. There's a lot of great automated tools out there. There's a lot that actually are very helpful to send things if you have links that you would like to share, especially on your videos. You may see a lot of videos where people say, hey, DM me the word automate, and you will get whatever the deliverable is. It could be a PDF file. It could be a link to sign up to something. And then you try it. You DM the word. And then sometimes you get nothing. Or you DM the word, and then sometimes you get a link to something else, and then you click that link, and then it takes you down somewhere different. And then it's like when you put a coin in that donation thing that spins around and around and around and around, and you just watch it. And sometimes you're like, okay, I gotta go now. But maybe you're with your kids and they want to wait until the very end. And then sometimes it just tends to get stuck and it is spinning there. And you're like, really? And then finally it drops in the bucket. That is kind of the automation crazy right now. You have some people, maybe they tried it. Maybe they've tried AI. Kind of same thought process here. Oh, I tried AI. I asked that ChatGPT something and it didn't really give me an answer. I went to Google. It was fine. I got what I needed. Okay, there's that kind of skeptical thought. One and done and didn't work. And then you have the tech bro kind of thought where I want to automate everything. I am going to operate life from my cell phone and I am not going to look at posts, look at reviews, look at anything. Everything is set up, automate, 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 automate. Great, if it works. But what ends up happening is broken links, things that stop working, automation that just leads to dead ends. Then what are you going to do? Sometimes you can have some automation that might not have been set up correctly. So say you're a business and you get a lot of Google reviews and you have automation set up to alert you if there's an upset customer, because not every customer is going to call you when something goes wrong. Some might, and some just may take to an online and vent it all out there. Well, obviously you want to catch that, right? You want to fix it. Customer satisfaction that's one of the most important things, right? Otherwise, if you don't have customers, well, what do you have? Not a thriving business, not if it keeps up. But if you want to take the opportunity to pay attention to the good reviews and then the not so good reviews, well, you could do that with automation. If your automation is not working, though, well, that can get you in trouble. So some of those automations can lead you going in circles, like that donate coin going around and around the platform. And maybe they didn't even want to go in the bucket. Maybe they just wanted, the one quick thing. And then they don't get their simple question answered by a human. They get automation that turns into frustration because some things are heavily automated and overly automated. Some companies have things set up where it's great automation on the front end. Maybe it's a service business and you get reminders, you get, okay, they're showing up next week, reminding you of your appointment. Have this ready. I've gotten some things. Okay, your serviceman is coming. Make sure that if you have dogs, they are locked away. Little tips and reminders. Great, they work. But if you only have it on the front end and then you don't have some on the back end, not that people want over automation, but you have to find that balance. But if there is something, maybe it's you had, I don't know, a new dishwasher installed by Samsung and it's not working so well after 4 months. Eh? Yes, that was me. Well, if you're sending things out, which I actually did get an automated message about, is your Samsung dishwasher not draining correctly? No, it was not. It didn't give me any information. It sent me to their online support, but it was an online support link for not even fixing the drain that is not working. I had to go on YouTube and look it up myself, and I'm at the point where I want to replace that dishwasher. Sorry, Samsung. You made a good fridge. Dishwasher, not so good. Now I know why it was on sale. Sometimes that happens. Okay, I've digressed enough about the Samsung dishwasher. Disappointment. But there's a big example. So they were good with automating, sending me a message. However, it happened to be a message around the same time that my 4-month-old dishwasher went with a problem. And it was the same problem that they were talking about in the automation. However, the solution was not there. I still had to go look and go onto YouTube and look up and find other videos on how they fix it. And the fix is not simple either. You have to take the whole entire unit out and take a little piece apart because somebody did not think to install a mesh filter so that nothing like a broken piece of something that broke in the dishwasher or a little plastic something that broke, anything that broke, or any little food piece that there's no food disposal. So whatever it is goes in and gets caught in the impeller. And now you're getting a little dishwasher lesson. Well, there's the problem. So automation can be spot on where you have one team. Samsung is a big company, so they have multiple teams running all different kinds of scenarios, setting up all different automations. But if there's nobody orchestrating how the automations and how everything actually connects and is woven all throughout, well, you can get unhappy customers. And when you have unhappy customers, then what do? Then you have to make sure that your customer service response team handles things well. Otherwise, some are just going to throw your customers on a flaming grill with response and handling. So let's not do that. Let's all do better. Let's all make it a point to do better business, right? Yes, take advantage of AI, take advantage of the amazing automation, the amazing creativity, the support, the assists, the collaborative efforts that AI actually has for everyone to use. Use them. There's great platforms and great tools. That is like modern convenience times a million, and probably even more wherever we're going. I think back of other times, even times from before cell phones. Look at how easy it is to get a hold of people these days. Look at how easy it is to get in touch with people, to get information that you need. I remember going into an encyclopedia and you could only read and get whatever information that was in that encyclopedia. And sometimes when I wanted to read more about a topic or a place or something I was heavily interested in, it had this big of a paragraph. That was all. And then what? You go to the local library and hope that they have more books on it? It was very time consuming. Now you can pick up your phone, ask whatever AI of your choice for any kind of information. So we do have a lot more modern conveniences that are useful, but things are getting so fragmented and so segmented along. So if you don't have somebody like an AI orchestrator in your company or in your business or to strategize with, well, you could be missing out on some other opportunities. Let's not do that. And make sure that with your client reviews, when you do get them, make sure you appreciate the good ones and make sure you pay attention and listen to the not so good ones, because some of those are still measures and tools and only going to help you constantly do better and better. Some of them may even have a solution of a service that you did not offer before, but it could be something that you can offer and that will elevate you too. So, hey, why not? It's always about doing better and getting better, right? At least it should be, I think. So let's talk about now camera angle number 3, the overhead shot. Now, back in my days of dance, I got to learn about the Busby Berkeley view. And if you don't know who he was, the Busby Berkeley view was those legendary geometric overhead shots of 100 dancers all moving in mind-blown synchronization. Now, if it was just left up to the camera up close, seeing the dancers or just seeing one view where you would maybe cut their legs off or you would cut their upper body off if you're focused on the feet, you miss the entire grasp of what that dance choreography is actually trying to portray and showcase. And then there's another disconnect. So that is also what a business's digital presence should look like. It should not be fragmented. It should not be cut off. There are so many tools right now to utilize for businesses to showcase and to reach out to all different kinds of people. If you are selling real estate, let's say, you don't want to be on one platform. You don't want to only rely on Zillow or Realtor.com. You also want to take to social media. Not everyone who's looking for a home is surfing through Zillow. Many people are, but many people are also moving, relocating, looking for different areas. So they want to know more about just what home is on the market. So if you're not maximizing all of the different platforms available, well, you could be losing out on more opportunity that way. Okay, maybe with the dance thing, maybe a lot of you don't know Busby Berkeley, but you should go check it out. Pretty amazing. Many businesses right now are paying more attention and doing more visibility audits. I, for one, have my own visibility audit tool. You could check it out. It's complimentary and the link is in the description. Many more businesses are looking into their digital presence, and that digital presence is really important because if you're not visible, how are people going to find you? If you think people are only looking at one platform, but you have other customers that may actually prefer another platform and you're not on that one, that could be a problem. If your website is all you're relying on, well, you're missing out on other connectors for your website. So now when we talk about the camera angle 3, the great big hold back, that is someone looking at all the different, say, silos, right? Looking down on the field, you have this great big bird's eye view looking down over each department, over everything. That's where AI orchestration really comes in and is the glue bringing them all together, because it's not to say that you don't have a dynamic web development department. It's not to say that you don't have a very creative marketing department, or it's not to say that you're not paying some great company to do you fantastic SEO, which is still changing. It's not dead either. What AI orchestration is doing is going and bringing them all together like the glue, like mixing all the ingredients of this delicious, yummy cake to bake it up and present. When you do look at your business, your company from the bird's eye view and all the different ongoings and departments, the overhead camera angle, the bird's eye view, so to say, looking down on everything. And you see all the departments. Sometimes the different departments are all doing great, but the language is different between all the different departments. That's where AI orchestration also comes in. It's the bridge. It's the connector. It's the glue between it all that melds it all together, or that points out and bubbles up the cracks in the foundation and shows where things are needed to be enhanced or be fixed. So when the AI orchestrator is not there, or you don't have one, or you just keep letting different departments go as they are, and more fragments start to happen, more disconnect starts to happen. When you don't have that, and you have a disconnect, and you have fragments, you have all the different departments that are not speaking the same language to each other, it will be just as confusing to all the AI search. So your visibility with AI will not be visible. That will also be a problem. Where an AI orchestrator comes in, it's not just to write better prompts. It's more like a high-level conductor. If we want to go the music route, the conductor is there to bring in the drums at the right time, elevate the piano, have that solo on the cello, bring the violins all in together, orchestrate all the music so that you have a symphony. Well, that is what we are doing with digital marketing and digital presence. I have another little story. Okay, here's a little story. I was the recent winner of the Universal Pet Lotto. A turtle literally showed up on my doorstep. So I went to a store recently, Tractor Supply, and they had a big stock tank. I needed a big 100-gallon stock tank so I can get this guy a little habitat for now. Well, their website reflected one price, the store reflected a completely different price. So sometimes when you have different departments doing different things, perhaps they updated the store's POS system, but when they updated the POS system, it did not coincide with updating the website. So the website still had the former price. They made good on it. They honored it. Thank you, Tractor Supply. That was great. But that just is more of what we are going to keep seeing. And I know that we've seen it in other stores. Now, that's not a very unique problem. That's a pretty common problem. I've seen it at other stores myself, where something is online, or even in the store itself. Sometimes the sale ended and the price tag that's still down on the shelf is still there when the sale is over, and the good stores make good on it. And that points out the myth The myth of magical technology that we can just Ron Popeil everything and set it and forget it. Not there yet. Would be nice, but we're not there yet. So let's just leave that to the infomercials for now. When you're running a business, you want to make sure that everything stays cohesive. So if you got any value, if you learned anything today with my 3-camera angle and AI orchestration, if you need an AI orchestrator, shoot me a message. And if you would like to see how visible your business is and where you can improve upon, hit the link in my description for your complimentary business visibility audit. So now we don't just have a consumer who is going to spot things like I did at Tractor Supply and get one little thing fixed. Is that going to fix their website and their store right away? No, absolutely not. But when you're on the business end, and now you have AI search engines that are crawling the internet, then when somebody actually asks AI for a business like yours, are you going to be the one they recommend? Or is it going to be your competitor? So this is where AI orchestration really comes in handy. And that may be just why you need an AI orchestrator. I do that for businesses now. I audit their entire ecosystem and I find broken links, fragmentation, and set up roadmaps. If this is something that you may need, feel free to reach out. In the meantime, check out my audit. The link is in the description. If you are a business looking to introduce AI or enhance AI into your marketing and workflows, I have a workshop coming up. There's a link to fill out for my waitlist. And if you got anything out of this, if you'd like some more, hit that like and subscribe, and I will see you next time on the next video. Until then, do some great business.
Looking to grow and stand out online, you found the agency that's truly divine. From reels to podcast, strategy to flair, Amelia Media takes you there. We create, we coach, we craft with care, content that clicks with vision to spare. More than a brand is where you shine, your voice, your vibe perfectly aligned. Amelia Media, home of the creative agency and studio. Find your vision, make your mark, brighten your path, ignite the spark. She's got the vision, she's got the tools. Amelia Media, creating the new you.